Happy New Year, folks. I hope you had a lovely Christmas and a wonderful holidays. I hope you're excited for 2026. I know I am. To get you excited as much as I am, I want to show you all the new stuff I've been working on. Now, I usually do this video like twice a year. Last time was in the summer. I showed all the new stuff like the penguin and unicorn. And this year I want to show you what I've been working on that's going to be coming in the spring and also in the summer, but also to get some feedback on whether you think it would sell, whether you think we should do something else, find out what your customers have been asking for, because I don't want to just make something new for the point of making it new. I prefer to order more stuff on what sells, like Highland Cow or Penguin or Labradoodle, rather than just do a new item that doesn't sell. So the new collections have been doing great. The baby collection and the classic collection. Baby collection is our most popular. That's what most people like. But we still sell plenty of the classic collection. So I really think I made a good change in discontinuing the signature range, which didn't sell as well. Discontinuing the baby sensory, which had a great one, but just ended up stop selling. And now we just focus on the core teddies. So let me show you what I've been working on. These are just prototypes, I haven't made it, but I've got a classic sloth. So when I look at this, I think really, the first thing I think of is the fabric's too long. It does look like a sloth. It's supposed to be lifelike, that's the whole point of the classic collection. But it's too long, like you wouldn't get that for a baby, would you? I don't think you would. So I think I might look at new fabric which isn't as long. However, I already have a sloth. We have a sloth in the baby collection. Do we really need a sloth in the classic collection? Now, we do have animals in the baby and the classic collection, like the bunny and the rabbit, the lion. But do we really need a classic sloth? Would that sell? I'm not sure it would. Let's move on to the next one. This is a panda bear. I have not done a panda bear in a long time. Last panda bear I did wasn't very good. Not easy to get right because of the black around the neck and the eyes. This fabric here is quite dense, quite thick, and it's not quite sure. I think this would be a baby one because of the smiley face. It has baby features. Well, I kind of need more classic collection as well, because I'd either do this or the polar bear. And the polar bear wasn't a great seller, so that's why I've been working on this. But I'm not quite so sure if people are asking for panda bears. Coming back to polar bears, I've actually redesigned him. And here he is, and I think it's much more appealing. It's not brilliant white, it's more like a cream, more like a yellowy white, which is actually what a polar bear would be. Face is a bit different, the colour on the nose is a bit different, and the eyes are different. There's no ring around the eyes, so decided they don't work at all. So I really like that, and probably won't be a top seller, but it doesn't cannibalize any other product. So, if someone wanted a white product, again, good for Christmas as well, but if somebody just wanted a white product like that, then that'd be perfect. Next, baby collection, the turtle. Now, it's obviously the same design as the previous turtle, just obviously fluffy version. Everything's got to be fluffy. Children want fluffy and tactile, and that's really nice. But the turtle wasn't a huge seller, so is it worth doing? Would your customers order that? Would you order that? If so, how many would you order? How many do you think you'd sell? Would you sell one a year? Would you sell a dozen a month? So let me know what you think, and whether he comes in the spring or the summer. It depends on the reaction. Now I'm working. I think this is going to replace the brown bear. The old was now the baby collection, used to be the classic collection, and I've had the brown bear since 2013. But I made this. I just wanted to look more babyish, so here's a new baby bear. There's a tan colour, tan belly, nice light colour, and I think the head's a little big and make the head a little smaller, but the pouch is smaller. The previous designs, the pouch just was quite big. It was quite fat and almost kept on growing. And so I realized that it will sell better if it's got a more smaller mouth, nice clear smile. And I think the tan colour would do better than the dark brown. So that is a new tan bear coming in the spring. Now, one of the best sellers in last year was the Labradoodle. Really good seller. But the only problem was the fabric is quite coarse. It's not that soft. Again, I wouldn't give it to a baby because it's quite coarse. In fact, I'll show you the Labradoodle. This is a Labradoodle lovely sample that I made. The fabric, it's curly, which is great, but it's just not that soft. So I made a different one. And this is similar, but it's much softer. And this is the Labradoodle. Now, first impressions is the yellow belly. It should be cream. It's got to go. And it will actually look better if it was this colour. So a tan belly. But this is the fabric. And it's much softer. It's really nice. It's the same design, just a different fabric. What do you think? Is it worth it? Should we stick to the curly? And again, if you look at the belly was quite dark as well. That's more like a gold colour. Where if it was tan. So I'm always working on different colour combinations. But should we stick with the original curly, or should we go to the softer new look? It's more, and it's also more of a golden colour as well, I think, with a tan belly. That's what I want to work on. Sadly, I don't have the completed design. This is still obviously a prototype. But if I showed you the completed design, I think you'd say that was much better. So let me know what you think. Now, moving on to products that are coming in the spring. So we've got pink and blue bunny. So we did a pink and blue bunny. It wasn't a big success. It was the blush pink and the dusty blue, but I put polka dots on the feet to match the large blanket. It wasn't a good idea. It should really just be plain like this. And I get most requests actually in the UK for these baby colours, because people are requesting for babies. They like pinks and blues and lavenders and lemon and mint. So yeah, so baby pink, baby blue bunnies, and I think that's an easy hit. Actually, I think that they'll definitely sell. They'll definitely be in the top 10 straight away. An easy win. I've updated the Signature Cow. That was actually the best seller from the Signature range, and we were selling out of it. It was selling great, even though it was on sale, and we ended up taking it off sale because it just didn't need to. People still wanted it. However, because everything's now got to be fluffy, here we go. And I remember putting it on Facebook. I said, "Do you like the big eyes? The big baby eyes?" And everyone loved the big baby eyes, and I think that is a big feature. It's similar to the penguin, got big baby eyes. So that'd be part of the baby collection of baby cow. Very fluffy. It's actually similar to the Texas Longhorn in the fabric and the pattern. And so yeah, I think that'll be a really good hit. One more joining us in the spring. There's an updated line. So this is a classic line. So when I say classic, if you remember the previous one, it just had more baby features with a big smiley face and bigger eyes. But this is, I think it's a much better colour. And the mane is much better. Really, the mane should be golden rather than dark brown. I'm really pleased with that design. It's the best line I've ever made, really. I've made many lines, but that is the best one. And he's coming in the spring. He's going to be a cracking seller. I also got a few more loveys to come. Here's a lion lovey, but the loveys are selling better than the blankies, so I'm going to be expanding the lovey range rather than the blankie range. It must be the arms, or maybe the shape. But I've also got a sloth lovey, a duck lovey, lamb lovey, and a grey bear lovey coming in the spring. So I hope they sell well for you. Now, 2 new items that I've been working on. Not Cubbies related, they're only prototypes, and lots of people have been asking me for sporting balls. It's just not something I do because I do the teddies, but I've been making a football or soccer ball that you can embroider, and we'll see how it goes. I think it'll do really well in Europe. Why wouldn't it? we don't get as many customers in the UK and Europe as we used to in the good old days. So I think, you know, having a new product like a football, I think it's an easy win. I've always, like I said, pushed back because it's not Cubbies related, but it doesn't have to have the Cubbies brand on. So keep an eye out for a football in the spring, just a plush football with really spongy fabric so it doesn't lose shape. Let me know what you think. Anything else? A cricket ball, I don't think it'll be as popular because it won't do well in Europe, but a golf ball, basketball, let me know what you think. Now, one other item I'm working on, this is really nice. This is a large minky blanket. It's really just, that's all it is. All it is, a large minky blanket. Really, really nice fabric. Super soft. I'll do a few colours, but not many. I'll do a pink, I'll do a lavender, maybe a baby blue, and maybe an ivory. So maybe I'll just do 4 or even just 3 colours. And the whole point of this is, you know, you would buy it, you would unpick the seam, and you'd embroider across it. And very popular for newborns or for young children. And these sell quite big in the US, but they're expensive, and you buy them on the roll. So you have to buy them on the roll, and then you have to stitch it up yourself, and they're quite expensive. Well, I can buy these pre-made like this and sell them for probably either £9 or £10 or $13, around that mark, and I know that's cheaper than anybody else is doing. And you know, we operate, you know, quite a tight ship, so we don't have to have high margins. So yeah, something like this for maybe £10 or $13 or $14, maybe maybe €12, around that mark. Let me know if that's something you would order. It's quite big. I think it's 70 by 90, if I can remember correctly. 70 by 90 is the size. Is that something you would order? Is that the price point you would like? If you wouldn't order it, let me know. If you prefer to only order it off the roll and you make them yourself, let me know. But that, I think, is a winner. Again, it's not necessarily Cubbies because it's not a teddy. But okay, I think that's it. That is everything. So let me know what you think. Let me know what your favourite is. Let me know what you wouldn't get, because that is also valuable feedback. If there's anything I've missed, you got a suggestion, let me know. And here's to a brilliant 2026.